Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas. Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejados.
Because this here's the wildest ride in the wilderness.
Hello, everyone. I'm Alicia.
I'm Nathan.
I'm Caitlin.
And I'm Sanaya.
Welcome to this week's episode of Adventures and Mousecapades.
This week, we're going to dive into kind of a history of the horror genre because we have an expert here with us, Sanaya, who, some of you may know, she's world famous. You've actually been in a bunch of movies.
I have.
Like a bunch of horror movies.
I have. Yeah.
I'm scared of you because I don't watch horror movies, and so I'm very intimidated right now.
No, the biggest horror that I was recently in was our Paris trip. I think Caitlin and Alicia were quite terrified with me. So.
Well played. All right, so we actually are going to kind of finish off our Parisian trio of episodes and talk about all the stuff that y'all did in Paris that wasn't Disney related.
Yes.
And y'all had a lot of non-Disney stuff and places and visits and all sorts of escapades. So let's dive in.
Well, we were in Paris because
Whoa.
yeah,
Wait, what?
we wanted to not just do Disney. We wanted to see some of Paris. And I think the first place we did was Versailles.
Yeah.
We wanted to take a train. That was a bit of a debacle. So we got a French Uber to drive to drive us over to Versailles because we weren't familiar with how the trains worked quite yet. We tried a couple things, didn't work out. At the end of this trip, we figured it out though.
Yeah.
So we went to Versailles, which is a palace, a chateau, if you will.
It's more than a chateau.
A chateau means palace. It does. That's what chateau means. Castle. Chateau means castle.
My French teacher 30 years ago said chateau meant house.
That's maison. Chateau is castle.
Are you saying I don't remember French from long ago?
Wah. That means yeah.
I know.
Okay.
Are you sure?
Oui.
Okay.
He doesn't do slang.
Oh, there's some tension.
I don't do slang.
You don't do slang? No.
Like French slang? I'm not super familiar with a ton of it.
No, just like slang.
You're not fire.
Oh, sick bird.
Fire.
Yeah.
I had to teach you that, so whatever.
It's fine, but I applied it. That's the
Did.
All right, back to Paris.
Yes. Back to Versailles.
It was really big.
It was really big.
Yeah.
It's really gold.
Yes.
Yes. Very extra, very extravagant.
Super opulent.
Yep.
Amazing.
Yeah, I totally get why the peasants revolted.
Yeah.
All I can ever think about when you guys were at Versailles and even looking through some of the pictures was History of the World Part 1 and Mel Brooks's portrayal of Count de Money.
No, he didn't do Count de Monet. He was the king.
Oh, that's right.
It's good to be the king.
It's good to be the king. Anyhow, it was stunning, some of those pictures.
The art in there.
Oh my goodness. Some of those paintings were so big.
Yes.
They're like measured in meters, not in like they're huge.
Yeah.
Humongous. There's so much art. It was a little busy. I think I would have liked to spend a little more time just looking at the art, but there was so much there. It was so overwhelming.
Yeah.
There was, I don't even know the rooms we were going through. There was just a hallway full of different rooms, full of art. Most of it paintings, a couple sculptures here and there. And each one of the rooms had a different color velvet wallpaper.
It was insane.
Yeah. And a lot of the ceilings had paintings on them. It's just astounding. I don't know what to say other than holy crap.
Yeah. Just imagining like people taking the time to like do that and painting the ceiling and some of like the
The stonework, the marble work, the woodwork.
Yep.
Just super ornate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, some of the pictures that y'all have shown, I mean, it looks like it's a Sistine Chapel kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm just thinking, the time when there were kings and people there, they didn't care about any of that.
No.
I'm sure they didn't stop and take a look and marvel at the artistry that was up there. They just wanted to spend the money and show that they had it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's even more crazy because, like, I know we didn't even see everything.
Yeah.
I don't think we even saw half of it.
No.
There were parts of the castle that we just didn't go to. Some of it's just not open, but there's a lot we didn't do. Like,
Yeah.
I know we went through like both the king and the queen's wings or the areas, and it was kind of funny because people were all crowded around like the king's bedchamber and stuff, and we're just like, okay, bye.
What were the gardens like?
Expansive.
Yeah.
I think, Alicia, you were mentioning like you can actually rent like all-terrain golf carts or something like
Yeah.
that and do tours or whatever.
I wish I'd known
No,
that
you
ahead
can
of
drive
time.
like you drive them yourself.
Yeah.
That's
and
awesome.
just go. Yeah.
Yeah, there's that. There's actually a little, it was called a train, but it wasn't a train. It was
It was more like a tram.
tram.
Yeah.
It was a tram that would take you to different places. Like there's another house on the grounds that it can take you to, and it'll go around the garden to get there. This place is huge.
Seems like you'd go back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe when it's not so hot and sunny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They didn't have a lot of the fountains running, which, I mean, I kind of get because it's hot and evaporation and all that. And I'm sure it costs a lot to keep those going. Some of the fountains were going. They did have fountain shows. There's a lot of statues out there. Beautiful marble work, bronze work, gold work. It's nuts. It's crazy.
And you had lunch there, right?
We did.
That was probably like my favorite lunch we had, and one of my favorite things that we did while we were there.
Yeah.
We ate at the palace.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
It was cool.
What made it so special for you, Sanaya?
I think it was because the things that we ate were like the very traditional French foods you think of. So we had our croissants and the amazing French hot chocolate that is just like, I
It's-
dream about it now that we're not there.
Think of it
And-
as drinking chocolate, not hot chocolate.
Yeah. And
There
it
is
is
a
that.
distinction. Yeah.
But it's so good.
It's very
And
good.
the baguettes and the butter and the jams and just like being in the palace, all the people were so nice in there, and just like the atmosphere was so much fun. It was because it was one of the first things that we did after Disneyland. It really felt like we were in France when we did that.
Yeah.
I was like, that's when it really hit
Yep.
me. I was like, whoa,
Yeah.
this is not America for sure.
Did they have escargot?
Possibly, maybe for
Yeah.
dinner, but not for lunch.
Yeah.
Got it. All right. Well, we'll have to go for dinner.
Okay.
In Caitlin, we'll get some extra escargot.
No, I won't.
They did have like other restaurants there too that I didn't even see, but
Yeah.
I saw they were there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got it. That's
We
so cool.
we had lunch in a room, the rooms up, I think it was a Duchess, something like
Something
that.
like that.
Yeah.
That's funny. You're a Duchess.
I am.
Von Bovinghausen.
Yes, that's me. We finished up that day and we found a train station and got basically a tourism pass for the train. And it lets you do unlimited rides on the Paris Metro, on the Paris bus line, and the RER lines.
What's the RER line?
It's the train, not the subway.
Got it. Okay. Cool. So that's what you were trying to get in
Yes.
the morning before you got out to Versailles and couldn't quite
Yeah.
figure
See,
that out.
if only we had went around the corner,
We would have figured
we
it out.
would have found it.
Yep. Yep.
But we didn't.
No, that's okay.
It's really nice staying at Disneyland Paris though, because literally like there's a massive train station right
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
That was very helpful. We did Versailles that day, and that evening we went into Paris. After we went back to our hotel, we got all gussied up and we went to the Moulin Rouge.
Ooh la la.
La la. This was a thing. I mean, we had to do it because we're in Paris.
Yeah.
You got to go to the Moulin Rouge. We didn't really know entirely what to expect. I knew it was a cabaret show. I knew it was like a variety type show. There were certain things there. This was a thing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
What are your thoughts on it?
Camp.
Yeah.
That's all I had to describe that
very
show.
camp.
I was like overstimulated. There was a lot going on, but it was really entertaining.
Yeah.
And
It was very
some
entertaining.
very talented performers.
Yeah.
Not so much from the male variety.
No, they sucked. But
though.
except that one really strong guy.
Oh yeah.
That was crazy.
Oh, the in between stuff
Yeah.
was amazing.
Yes.
So you have your dancers doing their show, lots of topless ladies, very strong looking men who really weren't great at dancing. And in between these dance numbers, they had different performers. They had a contortionist lady. Whoa.
Yeah.
Holy cow. She was beautiful for one. And just how she moved her body and twisted it into pretzel-like things was a little uncomfortable, but amazing to watch. They had male-female roller skating duo, which they came on. I'm like, what is this going to be? I'm speechless. I mean, the feats of athleticism that they did was crazy.
Yeah.
I would go see a show of just them, honestly, because that was amazing. I don't know how to explain it. Help me explain this.
I mean, they were on it was like a small platform.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't the stage where they were roller skating on. It was like this small circular platform.
It's probably circumference, like make this a circle. That's about how big it was.
All right. So maybe 10 feet
Yeah.
diameter.
Does that
Yeah.
sound
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Not very big.
Excuse me. 3 meters.
Okay.
And then they would, I guess, like the lady would somehow attach herself to the guy. Like they, like maybe holding hands or like she had her feet wrapped around his neck or something, and then they would just like spin, and I'm like, wow, she's gonna fly off and
Or
like
hit the ground.
right?
And, yeah.
Her head got so close to the ground sometimes. I was like, oh my goodness.
It definitely gave me like Cirque du Soleil vibes, you know, kind of thing. But
Yeah.
Now, I know at Moulin Rouge you can do dinner. You guys didn't do dinner though, right?
Didn't.
Did you have like snacks or anything? You were up in the balcony, right?
We were up in the balcony. The only food they have is if you get dinner, that's it.
Okay.
But you can have champagne.
Got it.
So I think that's part of the ticket package is you get champagne.
Got it.
You can get a dinner package, you can get a regular package, you can get a VIP package. I think we just got a regular.
Okay.
But we had good seats. We were right in the front area of the balcony,
Yeah.
off to the side, but it was good seats.
yeah, I liked it because they came out of the air one time.
yeah.
It was
and
right in front of us.
Yeah. That I could touch them if I wanted to. I did not, but I could have.
That was post. Oh, that's right. So he was hanging from this ceiling rail and had a flashlight pointed right at his face. He was holding it.
Yep.
The flashlight in front of his face the entire time.
Just so like everyone could see his face. But
Yeah.
It was so funny seeing him shine the flashlight at himself.
Yeah, especially because there was like black lights and stuff on too, so they were like glowing, and I was like, okay, work, you know?
I think he was singing. He was quote unquote singing.
Yeah. No
Yeah.
one was singing then.
No.
It was all lip syncing.
Yeah,
but
it was weird. There's one other in between act, and that was the strongmen balancing. It's not really strongmen. Well, they were strong.
What do you
but-
mean?
No. You know, it's not a strongman act because when you think of a strongman act, you think of like lifting weights.
It was like kind of contemporary dance, but not like
Yeah,
I don't know.
It was the balancing. It was the two people balancing off of each other act.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like one guy lifting another up.
Yeah.
Like
Very Cirque du Soleil.
very
Yeah.
Cirque du Soleil, and that was another astounding. All the in between acts were like, holy cow!
Yeah. Those were cool.
Would you all go again?
I don't know.
No, honestly, it was like you've seen it once. I don't know if you need to see it again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but it was still really fun.
Yeah.
And it's the same show that it's been for I think like decades now.
Yeah.
So-
Like if it changed, then yeah. But if it's the same thing, then yeah.
Yeah,
Well, maybe I guess I'll have to go by myself.
I'll go with you. Dance, dance, Paris, dance.
Yeah, that song was literally like stuck in my
Yeah.
head for the rest of the night.
It's such a stupid song,
Yep.
but
And then you, since you didn't have dinner at the Moulin Rouge, you hit a fine establishment is kind of across the street, I think, right?
Was
Yeah.
there's the Five Guys across the street.
Very Parisian.
Yes.
So we had dinner there.
What was tragic was you got one of those little booklets from the show that was all cool with all the pictures and everything, and left it on the counter. Which
Yep.
was,
Oh.
and it got
It was
stolen,
red. It was the same color as the counter.
Yeah.
Oh,
So somebody took it.
Yeah.
damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, that seems to be an interesting theme with Paris.
Yeah.
Yeah.
5-finger discount.
What else did you guys see in Paris?
We went to a museum. when
Oh,
we
so
were
the
there.
Louvre, right? It's the only one in Paris.
Yeah.
We drove by the Louvre.
Okay.
Oh, we went to the Musee D'Orsay. Yeah. That was also really big and overwhelming. Didn't see everything, but what we did saw.
Yeah, barely touched the surface.
Yeah.
Honestly.
It was really cool.
I can't even imagine if we had gone to the Louvre because the Musée d'Orsay is like not even a quarter of the size of the Louvre.
What did you see at the Musée d'Orsay?
Stuff.
Yeah.
Art?
I mean, there was some Van Goghs there. There was a few Monets. We didn't even, their big thing there is like Monet's water lilies, like the huge one that's like a room in itself.
Yeah.
We didn't even get to see that.
No, we were too tired.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, because it was like a separate building that you had to like take a 15-minute bus ride over to or something.
Oh, interesting.
No, that was to the Rodin Museum,
But
to the sculpture.
wasn't that where it was?
It was downstairs.
Oh, never mind.
We walked by it on the way out. I'm like, oh, there it is. But we saw Van Gogh's. We saw one of his Starry Nights. We saw some of his haystack paintings. Or is that Monet? I don't know. We saw a bunch of Van Gogh.
My dad is yelling at
I
the
know.
remote.
No, I don't. I've never taken art history. I don't know all my artists. We saw Monet. We saw Manet, Renoir, Degas, ballerina stuff. And I didn't realize he did sculpture work. He had a bronze in there as well. There was a whole gallery dedicated to cats,
Yes.
Yeah.
which was
That
pretty
was
awesome.
Really fun. It was a nice break from all like the serious art.
Yeah.
I was like, yes, let's get some cats up
Yes.
in here.
We did see some of Monet's water lily paintings.
Yeah.
In the regular gallery area. They had some there with the bridge and the water. That was nice. There was a lot of stuff that I recognized. I was like, oh my gosh, I've seen this painting in like books.
Yeah.
And
That was cool.
That was neat. Yeah, I don't know artists. I just know art is amazing.
You know what you like. You
I-
don't really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There were certain areas that were extremely busy.
Yeah.
I couldn't even get close to the Starry
Yeah.
Night painting. I'm like, there's so many people crowded right there.
I got like a side picture of it, kind of. Oh, and they had Van Gogh's
His bedroom.
painting of his bedroom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, very
That was
Yeah.
cool.
I think one of the things with museums, it's always funny, is like, honestly, I don't care that much about the popular ones. Like, but I also just don't know any of the other artists a lot of the times.
Yeah.
But I can appreciate the art that's
Yes.
there.
Yeah.
That's why, like, there were a few exhibits that I really enjoyed, and it's like, I couldn't tell you who the artists there were or what the paintings actually were. But, like, there was an Art Nouveau space with a bunch of cool furniture.
Yeah.
And I was like, I did not expect to see it, but it was really cool and super impressive. A lot of impressionistic era
Yeah,
type
yeah, yeah.
paintings.
I
which
got
were
really
pretty.
spoiled when I was growing up, in that my dad would, be taking stuff down into New York to a gallery or to wherever, and so I got to tour, kind of like basically have private tours, like
That's so
of so many places and things like that. I remember going to like show openings and things like that, and when you have everybody eating hors d'oeuvres and drinking and stuff like that, and here I am in this like 4 or 5 year old like carrying on conversations with all these adults about this impressionistic whatever. I had some very strong opinions about art as a 5-year-old. I remember.
One of the interesting things about the museum is they didn't have all of the artists' works together. They had like borrowed collection from somebody and had that entire collection in one room. So you'd have a mix of all these astounding artists in one room, which was, I understand why they do that, but sometimes it's nice to see all of one person in one area,
Yeah.
especially if you just want to see that artist.
I think it depends on the collection though. Like if you're touring a gallery's collection, or there's a roaming collection, like
And
there's a
that's what it
roaming
is.
gallery
Yeah.
collection,
Yeah.
you're gonna get that mix.
Yep.
You know, it's not like a standing exhibit or a roaming exhibit of like Monet
Yep.
or Degas or whatever. You're gonna have a more consistent thing like that. I think it's interesting. I think a lot of people don't realize that, you know, if you're thinking about like water lilies or whatever, like it's not one painting.
No.
Like it's a series.
It's
like
so
the
many.
haystack stuff. It's a series
Yeah.
of paintings. So it's really cool that you got to see some of those.
Yeah, and I don't know who the artist is, but they've done a series of paintings with women with parasols on a hill. Like we saw those, and I was like, I know that one, but I don't know who it was. I wasn't expecting to see those there, so that was nice.
That's awesome.
And the Musée D'Orsay is kind of cool because it's in an old train station.
Yeah.
So you have this big, very high ceiling building with glass down the main thoroughfare, and yeah, it's really nice. I wouldn't mind going there again either.
Oh,
The rest of
definitely.
it.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe go there on one of the first days, so I'm not like really tired
Yeah.
walking
Yeah.
around.
So we spent some time there. And then there was one day where we did just basically best of Paris thing.
Yeah.
The tourist extravaganza.
Yes,
Yep.
we did. We saw, we took the metro around and we saw the Arc de Triomphe. Stood outside of it, took some pictures, marveled at its beauty. The whole big circular road around it, you know, where John Wick had his big battle.
That's really what Paris is most
Yep.
known
Oh,
for.
yeah.
Is John Wick. Yep. We did not go underneath and up to the Arc. I think at that point, all of us were just like, let's just go quickly and see stuff.
Yeah.
Lots of walking, lots of stuff. So we saw the Arc. Then we went to Sacre Cour, which was, I guess, a kind of a push on my part because I'd seen it before, and it's an amazing church. I think all white marble, all the way up on a hill. It's beautiful. I thought it was.
Another
What'd you-
John Wick scene.
That was
Yeah.
really
What'd you all think of Sacre Cour?
It was really cool. I liked, because like it is up on a hill, like getting to see the city from there. That was really cool.
Yeah. It's like a really unique kind of angle of the city that like we hadn't seen from any other vantage
Yep.
point.
Yeah.
So that was really fun. And I thought it was cool that like there were some people like legit just going to church in there.
Yes.
Which like I kind of forget about sometimes as a tourist because I'm just like minding my own business in Paris. I'm like, oh yeah, this is like a religious space.
Yeah, there were signs up basically saying, don't be loud. There's people worshiping here.
Yeah.
Yeah. We also saw the Eiffel Tower. We did not go directly to the Eiffel Tower, but we did get somewhat close to the Eiffel Tower. What are your thoughts on that one?
Honestly, I was surprised how much I liked it. It seemed like something that would be so super touristy and kind of overhyped. I was expecting I was going to be like, okay, so Eiffel Tower. But, you know, it was actually kind of one of those moments where I was like, this is really cool. It's kind of magical. And it sounded right, so.
Yeah. No, it was, I don't really know what I was expecting, but it was a lot bigger than I thought it would be. And just like seeing it from as far back like as we were and it still being huge, I'm like, I can't even imagine going up to it and like seeing that. So, but it was really cool. It
Yeah.
was very pretty.
And I went down, actually, I was pretty much right across the street from it on my little walk down there. And it still seemed like it was so far away. It's a big tower.
And y'all weren't able to get tickets to go up.
No, we could have walked up to it, and we just decided not to, because you can buy tickets there as well as online ahead of time.
Got it. But it was sold out ahead of time, right? Yeah.
Yep. And then you two decided you wanted to leave France and go somewhere else.
Oh yeah.
Wait, what? You left France to come home, right?
I mean, at one point.
Where did you go?
Well, we both were kind of looking at the map, you know, we're like, hey, where could we go in like a timely manner, but like be able to go somewhere, have some time there, and then come back. And so eventually we settled on Belgium, and I didn't really know anything about Belgium personally, but Alicia, knowledgeable as she is, was like, let's go to Bruges. And I was just kind of like, okay. So we ended up going to Bruges, Belgium, which was like an actual fairy tale story land. Like,
Yeah.
man, that place was really cool.
Yeah. It's sometimes called the Venice of the North because there's a whole bunch of canals there.
Yeah.
So be honest, did you guys just want to go to Belgium for the chocolate and the waffles?
Maybe. But also the architecture.
Yes.
Like, I love the buildings there and like the colors and everything. Oh, it was so pretty. Like, it was basically out of a story.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I was just kind of like on my adventure high. I was like, let's just go anywhere and everywhere. So Bruges just was like, okay, yeah, let's do it. And it was way cooler than I expected, honestly. Like, I didn't really know what to expect, honestly. So
Yeah. We didn't know what to do. Like, we were like, I was like, let's go to Bruges. I know there's stuff there. So we went to Bruges and we went to the market square, which is the main area where it has the clock tower, the belfry, just a big, huge open square area with all the beautiful architecture. I don't know what era that's from. It's just gorgeous. And when we got off the bus going towards the market square, there was a bookstore, and Caitlin wanted to go into the bookstore. So we went into the bookstore. It was a 2-story one, main floor and basement, and the English books were down in the basement. You just wanted to go
I don't know. I
check
wanted
out a
to
bookstore?
See if there was anything in there that I would buy. But then I realized, it was like, why would I buy a book in another language?
I got a couple postcards there. So, and I actually ended up sending one to my dad, which he got a couple days ago.
That's so fun.
So, yeah, he enjoyed that. He was
Nice.
like, oh, next time I will go back with you. I'm like, okay.
We walked towards the market square from there and popped into a couple of shops. One of them had bags and pillows and blankets made of tapestries, basically, or it was that type of fabric. Caitlin got a purse. I got a little coin purse, and I asked the lady at the counter, who's probably the owner, where we could go to get some good chocolate, because she lives there. She knows where a good spot would be.
Exactly.
And she directed us to, I think it's called the Pralinette Chocolate Place Emporium. I don't know what she called it. She said that this is one of the very few or the only place in Bruges where they actually make the chocolate on site. And it happened to be just a couple doors down across the street from where we were. So we went in there, we walked in, and it smelled so good.
Yes.
It smelled so good. Just all the different types of chocolates. It was beautiful. What do you all think of that shop?
Oh, it was so cool in there. They had some of the most interesting, like, truffly, like, chocolates that were, like, really interesting colors. Like, not spray painted, obviously, because you can't eat spray paint, but whatever kind of, like, edible spray color that you can put on chocolates. And they just had a bunch of, like, different types of chocolate things, which was really nice. So I got, like, some chocolate bars, but I also got cocoa powder and some chocolate spread. And so it wasn't just, like, a bar of chocolate.
Yeah. No, and I liked, they were like cut the chocolate into different shapes. There were like little ducks and stuff like that. There was like an asparagus chocolate.
I did
don't
not
know.
see that.
It was shaped like an
It just shaped like an asparagus.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought you meant it had asparagus in it. I was like, what?
I hope not.
That would taste good.
Yeah.
Alicia, you took a picture or two of some like little chocolate pastry balls or something like that that all had pipettes coming out of them.
Yeah, it was pipettes of different types of alcohol. Like Grand Marnier, whiskey, scotch, Bailey's, stuff like that.
All sorts of good stuff.
Yeah. I was
Did
like,
you-
oh.
did you
that
get any?
would- No, I did not. I don't think that would have made it here.
Well, that's fine. It didn't need to have to come home.
No, we had, we got little chocolate bars. Actually, I still have my chocolate bar because it is the richest thing. I can only have a little tiny bit at a time because it is just super flavorful and a very rich dark chocolate.
I was quite the opposite. Mine was gone very quickly.
And we got a spread that we've dipped some fruit in. And it's very good. So we left the chocolate place and walked a little bit more towards the square and got to the market square, just nice big open area surrounded by all these gorgeous buildings. And we found some place to have lunch. And that was pretty good.
Yeah.
We weren't sure exactly what to do.
No.
I pulled up a map or something and found something that sounded really interesting.
Yep.
I would say it was interesting.
Yeah, it was.
Just,
It was a chocolate museum,
yeah.
and we're like, yeah, we're gonna go to a chocolate museum. Won't do that again. No. It was basically a history of chocolate
Okay.
on like a 4-story building, I think.
Too many.
Too many.
Yeah, too many
Yeah.
floors.
I don't know how to explain it other than that. It was a history of chocolate and chocolate making.
Yeah,
But
it felt like one of those like kids centers, like a science center.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the whole thing was narrated by like a cocoa bean man or something. And you just kind of have the little like, I don't remember what they're called, but they
It was an audio tour.
yeah, the audio
Okay.
tours. And his annoying little voice just tells you everything about chocolate. Many things to which I'm like, I don't feel like this is actually real. I feel like you just made that up.
Yeah. And there were a lot of like the audio things where it was like just telling like the made up story of like what their whole like theme was. So it wasn't even about the chocolate. It was just like, I went and got this jar and then that was it. And I'm like,
He's like,
okay.
Yeah, I went on this adventure and we made chocolate. And I'm like, you are chocolate though. What?
Yeah, not the best use of time, but we didn't know it.
Yeah.
And so
tried.
it was okay. We tried.
Yeah.
We tootled around the square a little bit, just taking some pictures. And then we started walking back and we got some waffles.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, this is gonna be fun. We can stay up late, swapping manly stories, and in the morning, I'm making waffles.
It was so good.
It was so good. House of Waffles is what it was called. And honestly, I think they should have franchise opportunities because that was really good.
So like a Waffle House kind of?
Much, much better. Much
Waffle
better.
House wishes they could.
Yeah. So they had sweet waffles and they had savory waffles, and pretty much any type of sweet waffle you can think of. I had one with bananas and chocolate,
I had strawberries and chocolate.
and strawberries and chocolate.
I was supposed to have chocolate ice cream,
That's right.
but they gave me vanilla ice cream.
Yep.
So
And said they would bring chocolate ice cream, and they never did.
yeah, but it still tasted great.
Yeah.
So
Were they Belgian waffles?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
that's the thing is, I guess there's two
There's two
types
different-
of Belgian waffles.
There's-
which
Oh.
I did
there's-
not know.
The Belgian waffles and the Liege waffles, I think is what they're called.
Okay.
One of them's a little sweeter than the other. We all got Belgian.
Yeah.
Yeah. After the waffles, we were walking back towards the bus stop and decided to go on a canal tour. So we did that. And I'm really glad we did that. That was
Yeah,
amazing.
That was really fun.
Yeah. Our narrator, our tour guide, if you will, she was very good.
Yeah.
She was telling the story in English and
French.
Yep. So she'd do English first and then French. And you could hear like the little quips and jokes that she made. You could hear them in both languages, and that was kind of funny. Just talking a little bit about the history of the town, some of the houses and the buildings we were going by. There was an area where there was a lot of swans. It's kind of cool. We saw a lot of little cygnets. Is that what baby swans are called?
Oh, I have no idea.
We saw some baby swans.
Yeah.
It was cool. It's so pretty there. I'm just going to keep saying that. It was gorgeous there.
Yeah.
The architecture was phenomenal.
Do they in fact speak Belch in Belgium?
I don't know. We just spoke English.
I don't think I heard anyone speak any other language other than like French or English.
About like halfway through the trip, just realized I was like, I know it's maybe polite to be like bonjour and like try to speak the language, but they would just start speaking French to me
Yes.
then, and I was like, let's not get the wrong impression here. I don't actually know anything.
So I think in general, was it difficult to get around? Were there any language barriers anywhere?
Not really.
Not really. No. I mean, most countries know English.
Yeah.
We're the country that is ignorant and pretty much just only know English.
Yeah.
Yep.
We didn't have any issues. Even our Uber guy spoke a little bit of English. So, yeah.
And they definitely don't fit the like mean French stereotype. Everyone there was so nice.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's great to hear.
Yeah.
Because there definitely is I don't know that it's as much of a French stereotype as it is a Parisian stereotype.
That's true. That's
yeah.
true. But yeah. everyone there was really, really nice and always like offered to help. And even the kind of, I don't want to call them con guys, but the guys that would like sell the little like dinky kind of souvenirs, like they would genuinely help people take pictures, and they would get frustrated when they would not do a good job taking their pictures. They're like, no, let me help you.
It was so funny. We were sitting like by the Eiffel Tower or something, and we were just watching them like help people do like the I'm picking up the Eiffel Tower photo, and he'd be like, no, move your hand, like take the person's hand, like move it for them. Yeah, it was funny.
That's cool. Well, anything else in your grand world tour that we want to talk about?
I can't think of anything. So. Yeah, it was a whirlwind tour.
Yeah.
There's definitely stuff we didn't do that we wanted to, but we did a lot.
Yeah.
It was a busy trip. It was an exhausting trip. It was an amazing trip.
Have you recovered yet? I mean, it's been a few weeks at this point.
Yeah, I mean, I want to go back. But
I'm still on like Sanaya time, honestly. I'm like, I went to Paris and then I came back home for 3 days and went to Idaho. And I was like, all the time changes. I don't even know. What day are we on? I couldn't tell you.
That's fair. Caitlin, what's your overall impression of the trip?
I want to go back.
Yeah.
I loved it so much. Didn't want to leave. There's so much that we did, but there's also so much that we didn't do that like we just have to go back.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Well, someday.
Yep.
We'll have to figure that out.
Yeah.
All right. I think that's a good place to wrap up our Parisian trio of episodes. Thank you all for joining us.
Yeah.
You're welcome. Thanks for inviting me.
Hey, yeah.
We are not affiliated with Disney, and we are not travel agents. While we can offer our opinions and suggestions, we recommend working with a travel agent to plan your perfect vacation.
If you have any questions or suggestions, or would like to be interviewed on our show to share your Disney experiences, please send an email to podcast@ourmousecapades.com.
Follow us on socials at Our Mousecapades. Please rate and review in your podcast app to help people find us.
Thanks for listening. We'll be in your ears next week.
Thank you for flying Star Tours. Bye-bye.